Do anything with a car that has got misaligned. So we are also systematic, like a car or any other, say for example, it's an aircraft engine or aircraft planes. We are system. The airplane have a system. Anything that operates have a system, and we do have a system. So how do we check this system is to realign. So this is what always been missed around the treatment centers. They don't look at misalignment or realign the thing. They directly go into medication. So, and then what else we can do? We have to re-energize the nerves and the meridians. Meridians are power lines in our body which carries the power from the power generator to the supply end, that is the nerves. Yeah? Providing traditional healing methods to stabilize the nerves and meridians. Why we need to stabilize? When you go unstabilized, you go uneasy. You sit here, cannot, you do want to do that, cannot, because you are uneasy. You get irritated. Some people get angry because it's been irritated. It's not the people, it's because the nerve is the one that is causing this irritation to them, and this is the way they put out the character. Right? Without this strength inside, we can have no power. You can never do anything or focus on anything. So the basic is to get to re-energize, because some people are already aging process, never has done anything. What we can do? We have to re-energize the whole thing, set up the whole thing, wake up the whole thing that has gone misaligned. Managing and analyzing every case individually with progressive follow-ups. Some people say I'm doing magic. So one time they came, they said, oh, I can walk, I can run. After that they forget me. They thought they can do without me. Sorry, we have to check and balance the power lines again from time to time. Because once it's realigned, to put it back in line is a little bit a challenge. It's really a challenge. Next slide, please. Okay, meditation. We also part of meditation. And I do say sometimes that we need to conduct meditation classes based on individual body, mind, and soul. The three elements of meditation is about soul, mind, and the body. If these things didn't go together, meditation can never work. Meditation has got different interpretation. Yeah? So, what is the interpretation that you and me should have? It's the interpretation that can power yourself. It's yourself. You have to be strong enough and don't look outside your body. Look at yourself. Alright? So, in this case, what I am focusing is about liver meditation. Liver meditation is something that you have in your body. It is something that the only organ in your body that can grow, if you cut part of it, is only the liver. You cannot cut the heart into half and let it grow, no way. But you can cut a liver half and transplant to someone, and the liver can grow. Therefore, the liver is the powerhouse which can self-manipulate itself, self-grow itself, and this is the powerhouse inside us. And why the liver? Somebody will ask me the question, why liver of all the things? Somebody said I should focus on the third eye. Yeah? third eye, somebody says, is about spiritualism. We don't want to go into spiritualism when you are not ready to go into it. And the only spiritualism that you have to focus on to strengthen yourself is the liver, because the liver will clean your blood in every 48 days. Mandalam. You have a clean blood every time. So, if you have 8 liters to 5 liters of blood in your body, if you miss this part here, then over the period, you and me, without doing such things, you will lose your blood. You won't manage to clean your blood. That's why they said you got toxic. And toxic can only be cleaned by taking certain tablets and cleaning the stomach. That's not all about. The key point that will clean our body and our system is the blood, which is the major component of the body. If there's no strong blood in the body and a clean blood in your body, and it's not purified, it will not carry the right amount of oxygen that you need in the system to help the system run. Therefore, the blood from grade A will come down to grade 2. Then you see, when you go into grade 2, you and me will feel that what you did 2 years ago is a challenge to do now. Last time, you can run up the step, 100 steps. Now, you're struggling at the 50 steps. The same body, the same mind. What happened? Only these things. How we do it is a way how we do it. I've demonstrated some of them here, I think. But we'll demonstrate in later part when we go into meditation. Right? Cosmic meditation. What is cosmic? Cosmic is the energy that it comes from somewhere on the top. When you want to do this kind of meditation, you must see the sea level. When you got high tide, you're not supposed to do it. When you do a high tide, you do this kind of meditation, your blood pressure will increase. The system will go haywire because you are not working with the system. So it's cosmic. Right? Any questions so far, gentlemen? Next, move on to the next one. Okay, the Rajavarmam arts have also 2 categories. One, I told about the healing properties. It is also have defensive properties. Here, you see on the first one, is the self-defense properties, which is one of the dangerous arts, which is, which everybody, I guess, knows about it, because we only attack on the vital points. But we are not going to do that. We will focus on this one. Healing of any form of illness, but triggering the vital points in the body. This is what I'm going to do. I've been doing. Yeah? You see that? This is the attack. This is the treatment based on, see how they work? This is how it works. Right, next slide please. Healing of any forms of illness by aligning the vital points. You see, you got many points here. Is it in the right position? Even you go for acupuncture, they are just drilling the thing, but you don't know whether it goes to the right point or not. Yeah? So these are the sample of the points. Next please. Yeah, this is a very big subject. I think everybody knows or somebody don't know. Right? You see that on the top there? 1, 2, 32 teeth. Right? Move on to the next slide. Now we'll come back to it later. Alright? Now, we have 32 teeth. 1 to 16 on the top, 17 to 32 on the bottom line. And you see how it correlates to this one. Yeah, it correlates. And you see that here. here, from here, we can adjust the backbone. So when this part get misaligned, this bone will react. It's just waiting for you to just pop out. And you say you got a back pain. But here, right here on this side, I've given some color codes. You see, look, for example, 1, 16, 17, 32. Okay? Let's move back to the back one. Gentlemen, look at number 1. Take number 1. What is it? It's the heart line. Number 16, heart line. Number 17, heart line. Number 32 is the heart line. So, in order to do bracing for your teeth or for your child teeth, they are removing this 1, 16, 17, 32. I'm not against them. I don't say their practice is not good, but please take care of yourself, because those are the heart lines. And you see the endocrine lines? Endocrine lines are our digestive system in the body. So if you attack the heart and then you attack the endocrine system, how can the body function? So before you tell a child to remove the 4 teeth, think about it twice. Okay? So, you see, number 1 links to the heart. 2 and 3, it goes to the thyroid, parathyroid. And then it links to thyroid, stomach, pancreas, breast. So, when a person says, I got diabetic, they thought they're only focusing on diabetic. Yeah? It is not only the diabetic. Diabetic is a parameter where we manage to measure it. But what about the weaknesses here? What about the weaknesses that is happening here? We did not analyze the whole thing. So when you say you have diabetic, that means your body, the whole body is sick. And 4, 5, and the 4, 5 links to the lungs and the intestine. And then you got 6, which is the gallbladder, liver, and the eye. So if you have an eye problem, means you have a liver problem as well, because that's a link. If you got eye, normally we say we have cataract, and we say my eyes are getting dimmer, not like what is it due to be long ago. That means you have to check the gall and the liver as well. The deposits from the gall will be depositing in your eye membranes. Therefore, you look dimmer. Even you go for removing that little part to look clearer, but after that it comes back because we have to clear this thing. Right, let's move on to 7, 8, 9, 10, which is the kidney. You got the prostate, you got the bladder, uterus, rectum, and anus. So these are the 7, 8, 9. Right? So now, corresponding to that, you have liver, gallbladder, and so that means 11 and 6 are working together. They are in pairs because what? We have 2 pairs. We got 2 eyes. Alright? And then you look, what is right below there? It's the same. It's the same. You know why same? When you bite on the top and the bottom, you are actually activating your eyes. So when you're biting something, using this particular teeth, 11 and 22, 6 and 27, that means you are actually triggering the gallbladder, the liver, and the eye. So these are the links, yeah. And you look into 12 and 13 now. 12 and 13 is lungs, large intestine, and you look below here, which is 19, 18, here is 30, 31. This is, when you go back to the other one, you will have the set of tooths, which is the number is clearly shown. Yeah? And then you see this is the right side. Here, right here. And this is the right side, and this is the left side. So this is the right side of the breast, this is the right side of the breast. So we have pairs, and it works in a tandem. It doesn't work single, it works tandem. That means two works together. And this is on the upper side. And now we will look at the lower side here. And now we have 17, 18, 19. I told you about this one. And I told you about this one. I'm also spoken about this one. You see spleen here. Spleen is also one of the purifier of blood. Yeah. And we have 22 already explained. And this also works together. You see that? Because this is on the upper level and this is the second level. It also works like that, in pairs, in pairs, in pairs, in pairs. Now, what are the, when you have this one working like that, you see the respective glands on the top. You have the anterior, pituitary. Pituitary is in the center of the brain, which is on the foremost side of the brain. And you got the parathyroid and the thyroid, which is around the neck region. And the thymus is just below the chest level. And you got the anterior and you got the posterior. That means the pituitary is, one is on the forward side and one is on the rear side. That's why we call it anterior and posterior. And these are the lobes, yeah, connection, the links of the pituitary. So, if your pituitary is also weak, actually pituitary is the master gland in the body. Yeah? And these are the pineal glands, pituitary glands. These are the main glands on the top. Yeah, you see, anterior, thyroid, posterior, pituitary. Pineal is also in the center of the brain, the small one that is inside the center of the brain, which is the size of a green beans size. Yeah, right. Now, on the below side is the same, but right at the below there you can see ovaries. Here you see what? Breast. Here you see the ovaries. See, for man is testicles. Yeah, there is a link between this and the. There's always a link between the right and the left, because when you have the right side of, when the mother delivers, automatically milk has formed. Delivers, the ovaries are there, and the breast produces the milk. That's always a link. Yeah. So that's the reason why here it is the breast, here is the ovaries. Okay, and then we have something very different. I think some of us would have known. We got the elements, the 5 elements. The elements below are fire, earth, metal, wood. You see, this is the guideline. And comes water to the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, on this side, this is on the right side. On the left side, fire, earth, metal, wood, and water. What is this? What has to do with our body? It has a lot of influence to the body. There's a way we can check. This is the one. This one will never change. Can the heart change? Can the liver change? Nothing here will change. But when this one change, they will respond the changes. These are something that has to be measured in a different way, analyzed in a different way. Any questions on this one?
Yeah, you are mentioning about the teeth and teeth are triggering all these organs.
Yes.
How? Because we're biting it.
Correct. Correct.
So you tell me we don't bite.
Say we have to chew.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, we have to chew so that the upper side meeting the lower side.
Okay.
But some of us over the years we lost our teeth.
Okay.
How are we going to do that?
Denture.
People are going with denture. This denture is a big problem. These dentures are really critically in Europe. While I was doing for a guy, I spotted that denture has affected the lungs. And I offered him, this was in Italy, yeah? And we are doing a lot of treatment there. And I told him, hey, it's something not right. For me, it's something not right seriously inside. And I can spot it, and I told him. He said, I'm okay. Okay, I leave it to you. I'm just giving my opinion. And I flew back here 2 months later. He took a picture and sent to me. He got full-blown cancer on his lungs. So this is the only way we can. If this goes, you see, when you bite, like Mr. Your name, sir? Joe, that's a good question. We are biting. We are bound to chew. But do we chew on all our teeth? You see, this is the match, right? We don't do that. We only have a comfort zone of either left or right. Correct? When we start biting on the same pressure, on the same point every day, what are we doing? We are actually moving the thing out of alignment. When it goes misaligned, that's where when the blood flow becomes retarded, obstructed, something happens. But the first indication is the teeth will fall down because there was no proper supply. The next one is the organ will start to indicate because the organs will not get the signal from the brain because the brain is misaligned now. Without aligning, as I said earlier, you have to realign. If you don't realign this, you cannot go too far. You can get your medicines temporarily, but that's not the cure. That's only to suppress what you have, to tell you, to put you in the right book, saying, oh, you're okay, but it cannot be okay because we are going to continue misaligning it because when you go back, you're going to chew on the same side and it get worse. And the pressure increases in the cranial, in the brain. There are certain pumps there which will fail and that will increase the pressure. And when pressure increases in the cranial means the head, the brain suffers due to misalignment. And because it has been misaligning and we continue misaligning it, it snaps. There you go on a stroke. Yeah? The many steps contributing to this kind of situation, you can avoid it by only realigning the situation. Any questions on this side? Thank you, Joe.
So Dr. Mani, you said you have to chew properly on both the sides, right? So for example, we are chewing correctly, equally on both the sides, but somehow the teeth starts to decay, which is very natural to a lot of people. And then it goes so bad that you have to remove the tooth. So in case it is removed, what is the solution then?
Good question, because we cannot avoid removing because it's decaying.
Yeah.
When part of us is decaying, if one of this number 2 is decaying, that means you are going to end up with diabetic. Not only you remove your teeth, but the signal goes until you're going to be diabetic. If it say, for example, it is teeth number 2. But since nobody indicate the link between this and this, we are very comfortable going to tell the doctor, please remove this. It decays because these organs here are getting sick It decays because the link here between here is been compromised. The supply between the teeth and this is been compromised. Therefore, when this fails, diabetic comes in.
So they are sending messages to each other, right?
Sorry?
Are they sending messages to each other? Like
Yes.
they
They are connected and they are sending messages to each other. This is the link.
So one thing having an issue will affect the other one.
Yes. That is why I don't encourage people to remove teeth. Take care of your teeth.
What about the root canal?
Root canal is to remove the cut of the link.
Yeah, so it cuts off the ligament.
It makes things worse.
It's similar to removal.
Yeah, according to removal. Now, when you cut the root canal, now you don't have your real teeth. You can have a real teeth, but it doesn't operate as what it should be, but it's there as a dummy. What can a dummy do? More harm, because it becomes a foreign object in your body. So, we have to make sure that our body don't accumulate dummies inside, so that this will compress to other things. Then the next question you will say, how can we prevent this one? Am I right, Mr. Rana?
Yeah, so we can only brush our teeth to keep
Yes.
it okay. But how do we take care of the lungs?
Right, very good question. In your goodie bag, did you see some small things there I've given? It's a cloth. Yeah? This cloth will take care of all these things. You know why? The moment you put the clove with a little bit of sugar and tamarind, you mix these three together. The moment it touches your mouth, it produces the saliva. The best medicine that you can have for your oral hygiene is your saliva. This is the purpose I put in the goodie bag there. Thanks to my wife and children, they make a lot of effort to do this over the night. It's not easy. So this is the reason I put this on the goodie bag, so that we can prevent decay here. If you start using this one, you can prevent a decay.
Tamarind and the powder and all that?
Yeah, the powder there is clove.
Only mix.
It's only mixed, is it?
No, it's not mixed. It's because when I mix, the property changes overnight. So you have to get some tamarind paste at home and a little bit of rock salt, not the iodized. What we are using at home, the table salt, is not the right salt.
Himalayan salt.
Himalayan salt is advisable, and you can use also the rock salt. The iodized salt start decaying means you'll start developing lung infection on the lower grade. But you don't know, your breathing rhythm change. Last time you were running, you feel a little bit okay. Now you're going second step, you feel panting. So you thought, I'm getting old. It's not a matter of getting old, a matter of taking care of the teeth. The teeth develops a kind of worm. Very tiny worm. And today nobody addresses about this worm. Palpuchi. Yeah? Only by getting this clove right on the mouth, the palpuchi dies, the worm dies. The decay starts because of this kind of bacteria, a worm that forms there. While you are breathing, there are two kinds of breathing that you are taking place. Two kinds of bacteria forms inside your mouth. One is aerobic, one is anaerobic. What are the difference between these two kind of bacteria is, one consumes oxygen from your body, that means it will go into your body to get oxygen. The other one becomes an independent body which will consume oxygen into the air, like you and me. So the organisms that forming around the mouth, two types. And if these two types, one of these which is getting this oxygen direct from the outside, but when you swallow in, it goes inside your lungs, or it goes into your digestive system. It only can survive until it gets the oxygen from outside, because he doesn't want to take oxygen from inside. And when it becomes very aggressive to come outside to get, you can see a tumor outside, because it is penetrating its way out to get the air from the outside. And then you see one lump coming up. And we call it with different kinds of names. Some call cysts, some call all kind of names. So these two bacteria forms. So this is why I put this glove into your goodie bag today to tell you the benefits that you get from this glove. Even the clove, many people here I see here they are cooking the clove with the flour on top. The flour on top is a poison. You see, it is a color there. You have to nip it off before you cook. So even in a clove, you have to nip that off. So sometimes we didn't get the information, we keep on doing. So today I'm telling you over what I've been experiencing through the 51 years with my ancestors and all. That is not the right stuff that should go inside. So the clove itself is good, the stick, but not the flour. So we have taken all the thing, and if you think you want to try something, try to grind something like that with the flour. You'll give a different taste. This is the real taste that you should get. Alright? Again on the goodie bag, just to touch a little bit on the goodie bag. I put something on the preparation small bottle there with a little bit of thing as a sample. This is actually to prevent deposit of cholesterol inside your body. Yeah, it enhances the whole body immune system in your body. It cleanses the body. It purifies the blood. Yeah, and it also prevents formation of stone in the kidney. So it has got a multiple purpose, and it has got a certain properties and the right way to do it. I put this on the Facebook very long time, 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Now many people outside are doing it, but they don't know how to get it right. The formula has to be right. If you don't get it right, you messed up with your own self, because we are going to consume it. When you consume it, you must really know the stuff. If you don't know the stuff, better ask. Ask me. There's a way how to test it. So don't simply put something inside which you are not sure about. Alright?
Maybe I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Sir. Yes, my sir.
We think you are saying that oral hygiene is very important.
Yes.
Without teeth,
This was the question just now.
so how?
Some or other we lost our teeth. So what can we do now? You still be able to stimulate it with this glove. Only the teeth has gone, but the nerves are still there. And of course you have to realign it. You have to realign it because it has gone from an anchoring point. The anchoring point of the nerve is on the teeth. Now when you remove the anchoring point, it goes a little bit uncontrollable. Sometimes it hits on the, maybe if you remove number 1, it will hit number 2, because you have already taken off the anchoring point of this one. So sometimes you messed up inside. So we can avoid it, but we can prevent it and we can also help to recovery. The only way is to realign. There's no other way I know, because realignment is very, very important for everybody.
So without teeth, you need to realign it.
Without the teeth, still you can realign it. You can still trigger it because the nerves are still there. Give the mic to her. Yes, thank you, sir. Yeah. Give the pass the mic.
Sorry, you said that if the tooth has been removed,
Yes.
it can be realigned.
Correct.
What if we have done a root canal? Can that be realigned?
Root canal is a disconnection between the center part of the brain to the various organs. Of course, the teeth has got less function, but we can still realign it.
How do you do that?
I'll show you how, after a small demo, how to do that. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Probably.
Mr. Joe.
How to consume this? It is not come to this.
Yes.
Morning, afternoon, night,
Yes.
one bottle, one shot.
Yes. Good question, Mr. Joe. Good question. Yes. Yeah. I already tell about the composition of it, but I didn't say how it should be taken.
We want to take whole bottle.
He wants to take one bottle because he's
All enough.
old enough to take.
Not be young.
Yeah, he's young.
20 years.
No harm taking it. It's all consumable items, but I would not advise the direct consumption of this one because it has to go through. When you put on hot water and you put it aside, let the temperature cool down, and you can see two layers. One is the upper layer, one is the sediment below. The sediment is the ones that will affect the stomach walls. Avoid the lower section, the toxic one, because those are the one doesn't serve any purpose. So let's throw before we put it inside. You got it?
Before food, after food.
You can do it after food. The best, my recommendation is the morning, before food.
Teaspoon or...
Forget about your tea, consume this as your tea.
No, what's the quantity? Teaspoon or tablespoon, how much?
What's your condition? If your condition, based on your condition now, you can take 1 teaspoon,
Per day.
or you want to go on a tablespoon. If your condition, you are consuming other medications, yeah.
High cholesterol, take more.
Actually, this cholesterol is forms right. You see the heart there. It affects in the brain here, right here, number 8 here. So when this one blocks here, the heart blocks, because this is the controller of the heart. But we are focusing on the heart, not on this one. So please administer, because we have to control here, because this controls here. You don't look here because we cannot get a solution there. You have to tell the controller to control it right. That's the way I do things. And this has to be done this way, and I can do it. I've done it. Okay?
Maybe I have one last question.
Yes. Sir.
Talking about teeth.
Yes.
When you have teeth, you say when you munch, you're going to trigger all the organs.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
And if you munch too much on one side, you will be out of a line.
Correct.
You need to realign it.
Correct.
Going back, for those who benefit, do not have teeth. After realigning, you cannot munch anything. So how are we going to trigger the organs?
You see, this realignment, really what we are going to give is to realign this, to re-energize it, to put it back to what you are 5-10 years ago. So there's a grace period because it's not aligned for maybe 10 years, some of you 20 years. We never have a look into it. So when I realign in 1 session, 2 sessions, it's very difficult because sometimes it has gone half an inch inside. I have to move it because there is this clearance between the brain and the teeth and the gums. And I will go there and manipulate to see, to scan around what I have to do there. This is how it has been done, and it has to be in this way. When we realign, we are making it better, we are making it stronger, and we make our organs work much effective than before.
But I don't have to munch because there's no munching effect already. There's no munching effect, so
Correct.
you're not going to trigger the other organs.
The other ways, when we trigger this one, let's move on to the other slide. Yes, sir. You see this one? We're only not talking about the organs that is linked. We are also, what is involved is the backbone. So the many things, the combination of so many things that are involved. When you munch, you are activating things. When you're sleeping, the pump is working. If the pump is not working, you are not sleeping. So when you're munching, the pump is being activated. But when you are sleeping, the pump is working. Therefore, you see this one? This is a thoracic. This is your tailbone. This is your lumbar. This is this bone. You see the color? The front teeth is actually your lower section here. The problem is with us, also with me, I like to only chew this area. This area. And you see this yellow one? This is the pancreas. And this is the reason why we got diabetic very easily. Because these are the main teeth that we use. Just now, that diagram shows a link to the organs. Now this diagram shows the link to the various discs. Because 32 teeth we have, if you count your backbone, you got 32 discs as well. Here, right from here until here. And it has a coordination between this and that. You see that? I've indicated this blue for this one. And white is here, the lumbar. And you see some people have double sets of teeth like that. Inside, a little bit offset. Yeah, and this, you see them, they're walking like that. That's called lordosis. So, this is the connection. You see this? This is the cervical bone. And this bone here, most of the time, this is the one that causes the heart problem. In my experience, this is the very critical part because there is a flow that pump the cerebral spinal fluid has to come here all the way. But now this part is normally disorientated. And we say we got shoulders, we got spasms, we name it many kinds of medical clinical terms. But the main thing is this thing should have a flow until the bottom. And even without the flow, somebody said Kundalini can be activated. Kundalini is this section here, the coccyx, the tailbone. You cannot activate a Kundalini without this flow. So the masters who are doing Kundalini activation without knowing this part being involved. See that? So every time we munch, which is our strong teeth? Strong teeth number 1, 2, 3. This is 16, 15, 17. And you see this is the one that is the pancreas. And when we don't take care, definitely we are going into pancreatic situation. And we say we have diabetic and diabetic and diabetic. You can sing the song, it will never get it cured. That's why there is no cure for diabetic. Because the root cause is failure of this one. So to correct that one, you have to only correct this one, and the things will recover slowly, gradually, put it back. Because when you go to the state where you already have diabetic as a permanent illness, that means you are having a major problem. That means the realignment is beyond the control, but we can control slowly. You have to give time to control. So now actually, and we are clear about this one, right? Here is the heart line. You see that? Number 1, 2, and 3. And we say heart block. And this one will move because you're biting very hard. And between the forward and the interior, one is a soft spot, and the frontal spot is your hard spot. You and me are biting things, chewing things on the hard spot. But the brain is between across. So when we get this misalignment like that, you see this one? This is the hard spot. This is a soft spot. When you start biting on this side, you are actually going like that, and it goes like that. Now you have a soft spot like that, and you go like that, and you can never come back. Unless people like me bring it back slowly. This is the only way. Yeah? So this is the misalignment what we are talking about the heart and the soft structure. There are many other things to include, but I'm just giving a brief idea about what is happening here. Are we clear on this one? Anybody has any question? Now somebody knows that why we have pancreas disorder and diabetes. Yes, sir.
Yes, the tree, you're talking about the yellow teeth, is it?
Yeah, the yellow one.
Yeah.
This has to link with the pancreas and the stomach.
For me, okay, I'm 70 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, my teeth are very good.
Very good.
But I got a diabetic problem.
Yes, we have to check the level of depression there.
I think sugar too much, is it?
When you are small, we are consuming sugar too much. Nobody had diabetes because we are still starting. But over the years, we have already grind out everything. Grind out. So the length, sometimes there's a depression. There are many other things to consider.
But actually what you mean is using the teeth properly, but how you still get sugar?
Yeah.
You get me?
Very good question. You're using the tooth properly.
Yes.
If you use the, are you brushing every day?
Every day and night, morning, night.
What are you using?
Colgate.
Colgate.
Good for you.
Colgate good for you.
Yes.
Colgate as a component.
Good time they teach me to use Colgate.
Yes. This Colgate has a component inside.
But
Which
my teeth are still strong.
strong, eh? God bless. We want to be like him. Yeah, this is our model now.
But you have all the sickness.
We have all the sickness.
See, doesn't correct.
But he says massaging with the Colgate.
I got a cholesterol.
Uh-huh.
I went for the bypass.
Uh-huh.
That looks healthier.
Sugar gone,
Sugar.
pressure gone,
He got a strong mind.
Strong mind, yes.
He has got a strong mind.
young mind.
Body, soul, and a strong mind. A young mind, as you say.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Any other questions before we move on to the other one? We need to check, huh? We need to check. The misalignments about but here and there.
You want me to come to your place?
Yes, why not? I'm available anytime. Keep in touch with me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's why you mentioned about tea, you asked us to drink, right?
Yeah.
But you said outside also they sell, right? I mean outside there are people. And
Yeah.
you was telling to find how to find out, right?
Yes.
Which is genuine.
Correct.
Yeah. So, but you have not mentioned that. So I want to know how is it. Then
You see-
I know that is the genuine one.
You see, the components that they put inside there can affect the teeth.
Right.
The teeth itself will be affected because it is too strong. When you take high dose of antibiotics, the color of the teeth change. Have you noticed this one?
Yeah.
This is the cause. When you take things very toxic, it is reflected on your teeth. So now, I'm telling this one, don't take this because when you affect the teeth, it will affect the organs, and that affects the backbone, then your system is in disorder. Am I correct to say that? Because it's all be linked. So, gentlemen, please be careful on what you are going to throw into your mouth. I know we have done many times. Because the things that they use, it has got a certain strength, there's a way how to test it. That's how we prepare it. And myself and my wife prepared this one very strictly under control. And we administer and we monitor the people who are consuming this one. So just selling over the counter, taking this for granted, we can end up with stomach disorder or pancreas disorder because it's too strong. You don't know the strength of it and you don't know how to counter check it because you buy over the counters. Alright? Any questions? Yes, sir.
That's regarding the teeth.
Yes, sir.
Vegetarian and non-vegetarian, does it make any difference? Or
Doesn't make really a big difference because, yeah,
not on the food?
actually, you see this teeth here, the white teeth here, which is the lungs. This teeth is a carnivorous teeth, which is when you're angry here, it secretes a kind of secretion. When you, maybe someone have realized, when you get really angry, lose your head, your mouth get dry. And you have a very sticky kind of saliva coming out. This saliva is not supposed to be swollen in. These are kind of a poisonous saliva. Like when the snake is good, it doesn't affect no one. When it's angry, it venom comes out. Then it has to hurt someone. Or it has to spit out. So it happens to us also. So don't curse when you're angry. That's why we make mistake when we're angry. We make judgment also, goes wrong. Alright? Alright? Any questions before we move on to the next one? We move on to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, please. Okay, these are the meridian tooth chart. We just take over this one. It's too small to read, but we can share this because it's basically the other one, the first one. Yeah? Alright? Move on to the next one. Okay, these are the sample pictures which we see. Just now we talked about the teeth and teeth, but that was a plain one, but this is the actual one. You see, when I look at things inside, I see this one. You see this color between this and that? And you see this color is a weak color. This is a better color. This is a weak spot now. And this has moved up right here. Okay? When this has gone this way, you see the gap here? This is how the teeth, all the while we don't know our teeth has got a gap there. So these are the samples that we take care of this one. So when you go back to the other teeth. Some more? Okay, this is the one. It's gapping, right? So these people have a lower back pain. So from the teeth, we diagnose here and then we go back here. Right? Now move back to the other one. Yeah. This is another one. Can you see one structure there? And you got one line here. So this has got a depression. This has got a depression. And you see this teeth here has moved in because there's a depression here. This thing has come inside. And this distance supposed to be on this line has come inside. So right there is abdominal. Okay, move on to the next one. Yeah, look at this one, another one. Can you see this one? You see, look at some marks here. All these are, excuse me, these are the indicators which tells us this is a hard spot, the rigid one, and this is the soft spot. The soft spot are clear, but the hard spot, which is linked to the teeth, is the one that is breaking here. The soft spot are still okay. Yeah. So based on this discoloration, based on this distance, based on this, this is what I am manipulating. Move on. You see, this one has moved outwards, and when this one moves outwards, this one goes inwards. And these people talk like duckling, because they cannot talk or swallow properly, because there's a depression here. So I managed to correct a little bit, but you see the formation there. Move on to the next. This is another condition. Look here, also tells us something. Look, the interior side, and then there's a gap here. It's a lady, yeah? Wait, menstrual disorder, terrible pain during menstruation time. You see that this is the implant done by somebody. They're going to do a restructuring of the teeth, and what they did was they go and drill things inside here, and this thing happened here. And this lady has been suffering with terrible leg pain. She has been going around everywhere, massage, and all kind of tradition and medical and all. I'm the one who spotted that here there's pus here. When I start moving this one a little bit, she feels better. Oh, I said, oh, you are doing good, you are great. No, I said, don't say that, because we have not cleared this issue. And she got the pain back, and she doesn't want to follow up. I wouldn't know. If she follow up, we'll do something about it. We'll give some solution. But you see the color. You see, this is how the gum should be. And now she put a plastic there. And now this thing happened. Terrible pain. Okay? Move on to the next one. These are the indicators, some of the indicators. Look, this thing forms inside. If this is the one, look, on this area, this is supposed to arrive, but unfortunately he didn't arrive. He said he will join me in the next session. Okay, move on. These are is the lady actually, she's a medical professional, but both hands she cannot lift. I did for her there in Italy. These are some of the things. Move on. Yeah, we do a lot of, I go to do a lot of things for the children in the church and in Europe. So this was the case where I was actually inside here with a lot of children there. When I walked out, the child was brought in, just operated here, still bleeding. So I just can't help because it was a fresh cut. So move on. No? So, okay, that's about the slides. We'll go into the case study. Okay, this is still about the sting. Europe journey. Video, yeah. We'll go into the case studies of video taking, yeah. Just bear with me for a while. The video has been activated. Oh, this is one of the interviews in Croatia. Yeah. It was not very clear because somebody took the video and sent to me. So actually they catch me at the marketplace. The radio station was just opposite. Okay, moving on to the case study. Before we move on the slides, any questions from anyone? Yeah. Then we move on to the case studies. Yeah. This is a symbol of a lady who came with stroke. She came to my clinic, and in one session, I make her stand up, and I make her walk. Stand up and then walk. There's a small video there. Yes. Of course she's weak, but we managed to make her walk on herself because she was around 2 years on the wheelchair. Okay, this is the case of a lady who came from Saramban, and her both knees are very painful. Unable, she was just in tears. She has been suffering for about 4 years. Okay, now this is the lady, and this is in my clinic. And you have the video, please. Of course, it's in Tamil, sorry.
Rajavarmam கலையில நம்ம வைத்தியம் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இது வந்து மருந்து இல்லாத ஒரு முறை. இப்போ 3 பரம்பரையாக செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். பல பேர் பல விதமாக பலன் அடைஞ்சிருக்காங்க. இப்போ நீங்கள் முட்டி வலின்னு சொல்லி வந்தீங்க. இந்த சிகிச்சை மூலமா உங்களுக்கு எப்படி உங்களோட ஃபீலிங் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்க.
நடக்க முடியல, உட்கார எழுந்திருக்க முடியல, ரொம்ப வலியா இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ வலி டக்குனு எழுந்திருக்க உட்காந்துருச்சு. நடக்கலாம் நல்லா வலியே இல்லை.
2 காலம் வலி இப்போ நல்லா இருக்கு. நடக்கலாமா? நடந்து காமிங்க. வலி இருக்கா? வலிக்கல.
Is the brother and the husband is here. Husband is the one who is taking the video.
Sir, இப்போ என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? மற்றவங்க இந்த சிகிச்சை முறைக்கு வரலாமா?
வரலாம்.
தாராளமாக செய்யலாமா? செய்யலாமா?
Okay, this is another case where this elderly lady have joint pains. She cannot move her hands. It's very stiff. It's arthritic condition, swollen condition, and Let's hear what she says. She has been 6 years in pain. This is only in one session.
சரி, இது எங்களோட ராஜவர்ம கலை. இந்த கலையில வந்து பல விஷயங்கள் செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். உங்க மகன் நீங்க வந்ததுக்கு இப்ப எப்படி இருக்குன்னு நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. சொல்லுங்க, சைன் பண்ண முடியுது. சரி 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 உட்காந்து பாருங்க. நீங்க உட்கார முடியாது சொன்னீங்கல்ல, இவ்வளவு ஸ்பீடா போறீங்க. பாருங்க
எப்படிமா
இவ்வளவு ஸ்பீடா நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க? ஓகே, நன்றி.
I got a few more.
Go.
Yeah, this is a very special case. She was under stroke and in the hospital. They have already operated the part of the head, and she has got only part of the skull removed. And she was on the wheelchair when she came here, not able to stand up, not able to walk. And in one session, we asked her to walk a little bit. Okay, video please.
Okay, now you can stand up by yourself. Okay, now try to walk. Come back.
This is the husband, husband there, and this is the daughter, and she's the nurse. Very hard, but actually we made her stand up.
All right, good. What do you want to say, ma? Come closer.
We asked the nurse what she has
You
to
know
say.
your mother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now tell what you want to say. This hands light, she can recover herself. Tell the truth.
Yeah, it's like miracle happened just now. Her hand was very what do you say?
Light.
Yeah, very light. Before this, it's so tight. If I do exercise, it's also it will become tight. So now it's okay lah.
Good, very good. Now she can move around,
Yeah, she can balance herself without any help.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next please, next please. This is a teacher. She's from Kluang, and she had a stroke, and she cannot wear her own clothes, and she cannot tie her hair. And let's see what she has to say. Don't have it? Yeah, unfortunately we missed the video there. Okay, move on to the next one. This is a case in, I think you all would have known him. He is a Singaporean guy. He worked in Keppel before, and he lost his job because the leg was swollen up like that. He was finding very difficult to walk. Came one time with me.
ராஜவரம் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்ல உங்களோட இதுக்கு 15 வருஷமா அந்த கால் வீங்கி இருக்கு அப்படின்றத பண்ணி வந்தீங்க. இப்போ இந்த சிகிச்சை இப்போ செஞ்ச ஒரு சில நிமிஷத்துல ஏன்னா அது பல்லு சிகிச்சை தான். ராஜவரமன்றது 32 பல்லு இருக்கு, 32 முதுகெலும்பு இருக்கு. இதோட தொடர்பு வந்து இந்த பல்லு அந்த முதுகெலும்புல இருந்து அந்த ஆர்கன்ஸ் போகும். இதுதான் இதோட இது. இப்போ நீங்க என்ன ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? லைட்டா இருக்கா? கால் இப்போ நடக்க முடியுமா? நடங்க பார்க்கலாம். அப்படி வைங்க பார்க்கலாம். உங்கள் காலை தூக்கி வைங்க, மேலே 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 வைங்க. கால்
See, it's so bad and it was like gangrene inside there.
நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்கிறீங்க? இந்த திகிச்சிங்க மற்றவங்க வரலாமா? இது ஒரு அற்புதமானது ஒரு இது. இந்த 15ஆம் தேதி சனிக்கிழமை இந்த இது வச்சுருக்கோம் சிங்கப்பூரில். நீங்கள் வந்து கலந்துக்கிறதா இருந்தால் கலந்துக்கலாம். ஓகே, யாரும் வந்து கலந்துக்கிறதா கலந்துக்கலாம். ஓகே, இப்போ உங்களுக்கு இந்த நன்மை அளிச்சிருக்கு. சரி, நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Next one. This is a small girl. Since born, her right hand was very weak, and she was not able to carry things. But first time she came, second time she came, and the mother came, and she was alright. The first video indicates the hand was bent and the fingers are stuck. And yes, let's listen to the mother.
இப்போ இன்னைக்கு சிகிச்சையில் இந்த இதை தூக்குங்க பார்ப்போம். தூக்க முடியுதா? Good.
She is not able to use the hand before.
ஓகேம்மா, சரிம்மா. நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்கிறீங்க? முதக்கும் இப்பயும்
stiffness இன்னொரு பேபி இப்போ 1 year old அவங்க தூக்கிட்டு நடக்கிறாங்க.
ஸோ உங்கள் பேபி தூக்கிட்டு நடக்கிறாங்க. இவங்க நல்லா ஆடுறாங்களாமே? நல்லா ஆடுவீங்களா? கை நல்லா மூவ் பண்ணுதாமா? திஸ் இஸ் செகண்ட் ரிவ்யூ. நல்லா இருக்கேன், கேட்டுங்க. கை மேலே போயிடுச்சா? ரைட், ஓகே நம்ம தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். தேங்க்யூ.
Any more there? Oh yes, this is another case also on swollen joints. Mostly elderly people here and have this kind of misalignment slowly. They have these joint problems.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, gout. Yeah.
அங்கேதான் கூட வந்தேன். இப்போ வந்து இந்த ராஜவர்ம சிகிச்சை மூலியமா எந்த ஒரு மருந்து இல்லாத இப்போ உங்களுக்கு அந்த சிகிச்சை செஞ்சுருக்கேன். இப்போ உங்களுக்கு இந்த வாயால என்ன ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? மற்றவங்க வரலாமா அப்படின்றது இப்போ மற்றவங்க இல்லை மற்றவங்க இந்த சிகிச்சைக்கு வரலாமா அப்படின்றத நீங்க உங்க வாயிலே சொல்லுங்க. இப்போ வளர்ந்து இப்போ வளர்க்க முடியுது. இப்போ வளர்க்க முடியுதுல
He's a SMRT engineer, SMRT engineer.
நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
பெரிய மாற்றம். பஸ்லேருந்து இறங்கி வரும்போதே பிடிச்சுதான் தூக்கி கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஏறி காடியில இப்போ ரொம்ப சங்கடமா
This is a kidney patient. She's been doing dialysis for 14 years. And she came with terrible pain. Let's see what she says.
நல்லா இருக்குது. 16 வருஷம் வேலை செய்கிறேன். பாடியில் ரொம்ப வீக்காக இருக்கிறபடியாக இருந்தது. இப்போ வந்து ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் தான் எனக்கு அந்த ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் தான் அவர் செஞ்சார். செஞ்ச பிறகு என்னால் இப்போ கொஞ்சம் பாடி லைட்டாக இருக்குது, நடக்கிறதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்குது, கையெல்லாம் தூக்க முடியுது. இதை வந்து செய்ய முடியாது என்னால் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ நல்லா தூக்க முடியுது, காலும் நல்லா இப்படி மடக்க முடியுது.
நல்லா இருக்கு. சரி, இந்த கலையை யார் உங்களுக்கு அறிமுகம் பண்ணது?
என் மகளோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் மூலிமா எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சிகிச்சை இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ அதனால
வந்து ட்ரை பண்ணுறது
எனக்கு நல்லா இருக்கு.
மற்றவங்களுக்கு
கண்டிப்பா சொல்லலாம். இந்த மாதிரி ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் எடுத்து வந்து பாருங்க.
நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Anything else there?
Manithar police.
We got a lot of things, but we only show you some things.
இப்ப இந்த வித்தியாசத்தை என்னத்தை நீங்க பாக்குறீங்க, எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படின்னு கொஞ்சம் வாயோட சொல்லுங்க.
வணக்கம், நான் காக்காட்டிலிருந்து வந்திருக்கேன். எனக்கு ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டு அனுபவப்படுத்தி இவரை பார்க்க வந்தேன். 13 வருஷமா இருந்த மைக்ரேனு இப்போ கொஞ்ச நாளும் இருக்க ரொம்ப ஓவரா வலி எடுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. ஸோ நான் இவரை பார்க்க வர கடைசி நிமிஷம் போல எனக்கு இடுப்பெல்லாம் வலிச்சு, வயிறெல்லாம் உப்பசமா இருந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு கஷ்டத்தோடு தான் வந்தேன். ஆனால் இவர் வந்து பார்த்து இந்த மரும கடை மூலியமா எனக்கு கொடுத்த இந்த சிகிச்சை வந்து எனக்கு ரொம்ப திருப்தியா இருக்குது. நான் வந்து ஒரு திருப்தியோட தான் நான் இங்கிருந்து போறேன். ஏன்னா அவ்வளோ ஒரு பயனுள்ளதா எனக்கு இருக்குது. அப்படி எனக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் சரி பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டாரு. ரொம்ப வயிறுலாம் ரொம்ப உப்பசமா ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சு. அவர் கொடுத்த அந்த சிகிச்சையில வந்து எனக்கு இந்த மூச்சு விடுறதுலாம் வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு சுலபமா இருக்குது, வயிறெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப உப்பசமா ரொம்ப ஒரு கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ எல்லாமே அப்படியே நார்மலா நல்லா இருக்கு. அந்த உடம்பே வந்து ஒரு காற்று வெளியாகிட்டா எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு மாதிரி நல்லா வந்து ஒரு சொத்தா நல்லா இருக்கு உடம்பு. இவரோட இந்த இது வந்து ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு இது எனக்கு ரொம்ப திருப்தியா இருக்குது. இங்க வந்து பார்த்தது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு திருப்தியா இருக்குது. இவர் செஞ்ச அந்த சிகிச்சை முறை வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு எனக்கு மனசு வந்து ரொம்ப திருப்தி இருக்கு.
உடம்பு எங்கேயாவது வலி இருக்காங்க? நல்லா இருக்குல்ல, காப்பிக்கும் இப்போ வெயில் இதெல்லாம் நல்லா இருக்கு, நல்லா இருக்கு. மயக்கம் முன்னாடி வராது. இன்னும் பார்த்தீங்களா மற்ற வரவங்களுக்கு நீங்க என்ன சொல்லலாம்? என்ன சொல்லி
ரொம்ப பேர் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி வந்து மைக்ரேன்ல வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுங்க. மைக்ரேன் இல்லை, இவர் எல்லா வித சிகிச்சைக்கும் மருத்துவம் கொடுக்குறாரு. எந்த ஒரு இதா இருந்தாலும் நம்மளுக்கு வந்து மருந்து தான் ஒரு தீர்வுன்னு இல்லை. இந்த மாதிரி வந்து வறுமை கலைன்றது வந்து காலகாலமா செய்யற ஒரு வறுமை கலை. நம்பிக்கையோட நான் திருப்தியோட போறேன். நிறைய பேர் வந்து இங்க வந்து இந்த சிகிச்சை அளிச்சு பயன்பெற்று போங்க. மருந்து மாத்திரன்னு நம்ம உடம்பை வந்து நம்ம கெடுத்துக்காம இந்த மாதிரி வறுமை கலையில வந்து நம்ம உடம்பை வந்து நம்ம கியூர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். எல்லாரும் வந்து ஆதரவு கொடுக்கணும்னு இல்லை, அவங்க உடம்பை நல்லா ஆக்கிக்கலாம். காலம் பூரா நம்ம காலத்துக்கு நம்ம நல்லா இருக்கணும்னா மருந்து மாத்திரையால நம்ம உடம்பு வந்து நம்ம சரி பண்ணிக்க முடியாது. இந்த வருமானன்றது வந்து ஒரு கடவுள் அடிப்படையில வந்து ஒரு சிகிச்சை முறை. அதை நம்ம பயன்படுத்திக்கணும். எல்லாரும் பயன்படுத்தி இதோட பலன் அடையணும்னு நான் கேட்டுக்கிறேன். ரொம்ப நன்றி.
Any more there before we... Oh, we got the pictures one. Stop picture,
Manithar police station. இது வந்து நாங்கள் பல வருஷமாக செஞ்சுக்கிறோம், 50 வருஷமாக செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். இந்த மாதிரி வெளியூர்லாம் போயிட்டு வெளியூர் நிகழ்ச்சியெல்லாம் பார்த்துருக்கோம். இப்போதைக்கு இந்த கலையை உங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் வந்து செஞ்சுருக்கீங்க. உங்களுக்கு லேசாக ஸ்ட்ரோக் அப்படிலாம் கட்ட முடியாதுன்னு சொன்னீங்க. இப்போ உங்கள் வாயாலே இந்த சிகிச்சை வந்து மற்றவங்க இதனால பலன் அடையலாமா அப்படின்றத நீங்க உங்க வாயாலே சொல்லுங்க. எப்படி
3 வருஷம் எனக்கு இந்த முடியல கட்ட முடியாது 18 நாள் பண்ணி இருந்தது. அப்போ இன்னைக்கு எங்க சொல்லி தான் நான் இங்கே வந்தேன் பாருங்க. ஸோ அவங்க சொன்னாங்க நீங்கள் ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க எப்படின்னு. ஸோ அந்த இதில் நான் வந்து இங்கே இப்போ முடியல, இப்போ கட்டுனது சொந்தமாக கட்ட முடியல.
ஓகே, ஓகே, இதெல்லாம் நடக்கிறீங்க. நடந்து பார்க்கலாம்.
This is a stroke patient, huh? Left side, weakness.
Speed ஆகும் இருக்கு இல்லையா?
Yeah.
Good.
Only here,
But this is for a case of such a long time. இதுல வந்து ஒரு வீட்டுக்கு உங்களுக்கு ரிசல்ட் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். இது வந்து ராஜவர்மம். இது வந்து எங்களோட பரம்பரையான ஒரு தொழில் செஞ்சுட்டு வரோம். இதனால 4 பேருக்கு நன்மை அடையும். நீங்கள் 4 பேருக்கு சொல்லுங்க. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
In this clinic, we don't have signboards, huh? In my clinic there, I don't have any signboards, but the queue is outside there. Because it is word of mouth, and we want true people. We want the believer of God to come to us. Maybe we can help, because many people are praying outside there, and maybe their prayer will be answered. Anything else? Okay, this is, I think this is the last one, huh? This is a stroke case also. He came with 2 people on each side moving.
ஒரு தடவை 2 தடவை வந்துட்டு நம்ம இந்த வயத்துல நம்ம இது கொடுக்குறோம். உங்களுக்கு இப்போ என்ன ஃபீல் பண்ணுது? இப்போ முதக்கே இப்போ கொஞ்சம் தெம்பாக இருக்கல உடம்பு, இப்போ லைட்டாக இருக்குல்ல, மூச்சு நல்லா இருக்குல்ல. இந்த மூச்சு தான் நம்ம மனிதனுக்கு காரணம். இந்த மூச்சு இழுக்கிறது சில முறைகள் இருக்குது, சில விதிமுறைகள் இருக்குது. சும்மா இது இழுத்தும் போகணும் அப்படின்ல. ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சொல்லிட்டீங்களா, லெஃப்ட் ப்ரெஸ் அடிச்சிடும். ரைட் ஹேண்ட்ஸுகளோ இது அடிச்சிங்கன்னா ஹார்ட் அடிச்சுக்கிடும். இந்த மாதிரி பெரிய கணக்குங்கள் ஒரு விஷயங்கள்லாம் இருக்குது. இதை நம்ம தெரியல, கண்டு அறியல விஷயம் போல தான் ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்குல்ல. ரைட், நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்ல போறீங்க? நீங்கள் சொல்ல போறீங்களா? வாங்க முதல்ல. இப்போ அப்படி இருக்காரு தம்பியா மக
எனக்கு மாற்றம் தெரியுது. அவரு இங்க வந்த பிற்பாடு ஒரு நாள்லயே அவர் சொன்னாரு இங்க போய் மாற்றாரு, அதனால அங்கேயே போயிட்டு வருவோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாரு. ஆனா இப்ப வந்த பிறகு நீங்க தெரிஞ்சதை பார்த்தா அவரு நல்லா இங்க வந்து நம்பிக்கையா இருக்கு. அதே மாதிரி இப்ப கொஞ்சம்
இந்த கலை வந்து சிவனோட கலை. டிசம்பர் 9ஆம் தேதி நம்ம நிகழ்ச்சி இருக்கு. நீங்க மேலும் இதை பற்றி நல்லா தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு நீங்க ஓகே. சரி, பல பிடிக்க நீங்க அதை எப்படி வர்றப்ப எப்படி வந்தீங்க? அப்போ காமிங்க எப்படி வந்தீங்க? இப்போ இதை வச்சு தான் வந்தீங்க இல்லையா? ரைட். இப்போ நீங்கள் போகும்போது இது இல்லாத போகலாம். அதை விட்டுருங்க. அவரை விட்டுருங்க. அவரை விட்டுறாருல நடுங்க.
Still weak, huh? Because only in one session, stroke patient, huh?
Right. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, these are the few case studies that I've shown to share with you all. The many we got more. We need a lot of time to go through all because we got plenty of cases. And before we say thank you, we want to give you some tips about how you can prepare your cough picture at home. Yeah, very easy. Yeah, you see that one. You take an orange like this, slice this off on the top. Must be orange, huh? Clean, everything. And then cap it off like that and put a little bit of salt there, yeah. And then stick it back like this, put it on a bowl and steam it for 10 minutes until the whole orange become soft. Once it's soft, it becomes like this, right? When it becomes like this, we can put enough honey there. Blend it. Some people blend it. You can blend it, make it like a watery form. And if it's 1 liter that you make, then put 1.5 liter of pure honey. mix it, and that becomes the cough mixture. And you can keep it in your fridge and use it as much as you can. Not necessarily when you cough you take this, but you can use it as daily, because this will enrich the vitamin C component in your body, which removes the free radicals in your body, and it strengthens your immune system. Alright? So don't wait until you get a cough to take this. We can start taking before that. Any other things that okay, that's the tips for the day. Yes, ma'am. Use your, Where's the mic? Pass her the mic, yeah.
I was saying, after seeing all your case studies, looks like I've got to bring my whole family to see you.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I've got some questions. Some examples on the guy who had swollen leg,
Yeah.
and the lady who had stroke who couldn't walk.
Yes.
Just those two examples. What did you have to do? Is it to do with the
Yes.
the realignment of the teeth and the mouth area?
Yes.
Just there?
Only there.
Right. And when was this and how is he now? How long did the treatment take?
This is all in one session video. After that, I don't want to take video because we have got more videos.
Right.
We want to show people that, tell people that in one session you will find a difference.
But,
A difference without medication, a difference with by intervention in the Rajavarmam arts of healing. This is the approach, this is the intervention, this is the way we manage it, this is the way we fix it, the only way. This is because this is Rajavarmam arts of healing.
So for this particular case, how long more will it take?
You have to keep following out me because the weaknesses are there. When you align this one, actually we align it but still weak. But the weakness has to be recovered over a period of time, and you have to start building your muscles, the lazy muscles which didn't work for some time. And you got your waist muscles there, it doesn't refuse to work. We have to wake that muscles up. So these are the few things that we have to do. So the first intervention is to vitalize, realign the respective meridians that covers the specific area. That means we intervene to rectify the power lines, the meridians that carry the supply to these areas.
Thank you. One more question, please.
So this is the way we manage it. So in form of medical intervention, I don't think so we can do it, but in Rajavarmam arts of healing, we have done a lot of cases and we identified this bacteria, and to stop this, that's why we have given the clove. The best medicine for cancer is your saliva. And if you put this clove into your mouth with the mixture of right portion of your salt, right portion of the tamarind, it will induce that 5 element there. The fire, the air, all these 5 elements are in place before it goes inside the stomach. And with the tamarind and this salt and this clove, this anaerobic bacteria which is supposed to go inside is killed right there. So this is the first intervention, first line of defense against cancer, because you kill it, the anaerobic kind of bacteria, right in the mouth. If you start using a Colgate, it's not going to help anyway. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any questions before
okay.
we say thank you?
You were saying about stroke patient, right? You
Yes.
were able to heal them.
Yeah.
What about paralyzed one-sided? Is it possible? We can bring the patient here for the treatment and something can be helped?
Yes, definitely we help. Just now the cases that I mentioned was stroke.
Stroke, yeah, but paralyzed is like severe than stroke, right?
Paralyzed is a
One-sided,
condition-
right-sided, and then it's
Yes.
wheelchair bounded. So where this patient can be helped in any way?
Paralyzed
Mhm.
is a degree higher than stroke. That means it becomes immobilized, it becomes hardened.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we have a way how to help on these cases.
Also, the patient, I can bring the person here for your treatment.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Before we say thank you, we want to show you a live demonstration. Yes.
Can I
Sir.
ask something else? Okay, didn't mention how the charges. Or is it free? I don't know.
Oh, it's not free anyway, but we want to say in Malaysia we are charging 100 ringgit.
Okay.
In Singapore we are charging $100, dollar to dollar, because we have other costs.
Okay, is it per session or for the full treatment?
If you come for the full session, we don't know how long the session will go, but each time you visit, I'm charging $100.
Okay, if I come to see you with the 3 problems,
Which is
pain and a migraine,
all in
one shot,
all one shot is $7.
all one shot you'll cure.
Yeah.
Good, good. I thought three.
No. We don't do that. Huh? All right. So we'll do one live demonstration now.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Is there any possibilities to cure the dialysis patient?
Dialysis patient, yes. You see, this dialysis patient is a little bit complicated. You know why? When I trigger this one, the next 3 days they are in the hospital to take away this one. So they don't give me a chance to look at it. Because I'm doing it, they said I feel the urine is coming out. The next 3 days, the hospital says you must be here to remove dialysis. Yeah?
Then he shouldn't be going on the appointment date lah.
That's it, because they have to take the chance, because I don't take the owner has to be responsible.
But is there any cure?
Yes, sir, definitely when we talk about this, definitely we will come out with
And you were saying that got Rajavarmam. By looking at the...
Yes, this is something which is actually this is Rajavarmam is the highest one, but Rajavarmam and all those all comes under the defensive line. Defensive line, because in those days before weapon comes in, pistol comes in, this is how the armies are trained to defend with Varmam.
So the Rajavarmam is the highest.
Rajavarmam is the highest in the way they do healing. Yeah?
Thanks.
Alright, now we'll do one live demonstration with my friend here. Victor, please. Yeah, I know gloves. I will not use gloves because I know. I will wash my hands. I wash my hands. Okay. The treatment, right now. See, go inside. You see, I don't even look at it, but I must know what I'm pressing. See that now, right? Easy, let go, a little bit. Easy, easy, easy. So, this is how it works. What do you feel? Yeah? Can you tell them, yes, the mic, what you feel? Huh? No, let him just say what he feels, yeah?
Okay, actually I tried this very long time ago. So instantaneously you will feel the flow from your head down to the spine. So it will be difference. First you will feel lighter, definitely. Because when there's obstruction, you will feel very lethargic, very heavy-hearted. You just one touch, go to the right path, you will feel the flow. If you are very observant of your body, yeah, that's the first cut.
Alright?
So you're touching what? You're touching the gum or you're touching the
I'll go around the teeth.
The gum, the teeth.
The teeth.
Okay.
And then you say, oh God, this one. You have to identify which is misaligned.
Okay.
Then you align it. Yeah. You see? One more. Right there. Yes. Now. The breathing now.
Yes.
So this is for opening of the lungs. So when you go like that, okay.
So the highest level is that you don't need to tell you the problems. He will tell you the problem.
Here, because you don't know the misalignment degree, whether it's this level or that level or this level, I have to do the assessment and I have to do the analysis.
But without you looking inside the mouth, how do you, by feeling it?
Feel.
Yes, by going around and quickly you have to go. Because you cannot put the hand and choke people very long.
But just now you saw the photograph, the mouth
Yes.
was open so much, you know.
Correct. But that is for taking the picture. Yeah.
That's the place where you do adjustment. Yeah.
That's the place where we do the adjustment.
But there's no way you can see from what you're adjusting. But you can feel it.
Alright? Take it down.
Thanks to Victor. With that, I end the session for today. I hope we benefit something and we are careful of what we are going to do next. If you have any doubt, we have already posted a card in the goodie bag. Keep in touch with us. Visit my Facebook account. We got a lot of videos there, and we'll start putting more videos there as well. And look into it. And if you feel comfortable, you want to try, come to me. I'll do what I can. Thank you for everybody's time here. God bless all of you. Om Namah Shivaya.
உலகம் அழகு கலைகளில் சுரங்கம் பருவத்திலைகளின் அரங்கம் காலமே ஓடிவா காலமே ஓடிவா மேகம் போடும் மேலாடை மின்ன வந்தார் பொன்னாடை இளமாங்கனி நான் அதை தர வேண்டும் இளமாலையில் நான் அதை தர வேண்டும் காதலே தேடிவா உலகம் அழகு கலைகளின் சுரங்கம் காலமே ஓடிவா
La
Thank you.
What other song? Anything? What anything?
இன்னும் அந்த ஜாடை நாடகம் இந்த பார்வை கூறுவது நாணமோ 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 இன்னும் நாணமோ தன்னை நாடும் ஆகும். நைஸ் சாங். Nice song.
Number 6.
பெண்ணின் உள்ளத்திலே குடியிருக்க நான் வர வேண்டும். குடியிருக்க நான் வருவதென்றால் வாடகை என்ன தர வேண்டும்? தங்கையாம் தென்றல் தோழியாம் கண்ணி ஊர்வலம் வருவாள். நான் அள்ளிக்கொள்ள அவள் பள்ளிக்கொள்ள சுகமெல்ல மெல்லவே புரியும். நான் அள்ளிக்கொள்ள அவள் பள்ளிக்கொள்ள சுகமெல்ல மெல்லவே புரியும். பூவை கண்டதும் தேவை தேவை என்று வருவேன். கொடுத்தாலும் என்ன எடுத்தாலும் என்ன ஒரு நாளும் அழகு குறையாது. கொடுத்தாலும் என்ன எடுத்தாலும் என்ன ஒரு நாளும் அழகு குறையாது. பெண்ணின் உள்ளத்திலே குடியிருக்க நான் வர வேண்டும். குடியிருக்க நான் வருவதென்றால் வாடகை என்ன தர வேண்டும்? அள்ளி கொடுத்த பொன் மாடமெங்கே அள்ளி கொடுத்த பொன் மாடமெங்கே முன்னம் என் உள்ளத்தில் முக்கணி சக்கரை அள்ளி கொடுத்த பொன் மாடமெங்கே அள்ளி கொடுத்த பொன் மாடமெங்கே கிண்ணம் நிரம்பிட செங்கனி சாரும் வந்த செவ்வந்தி மாலை எங்கே
பூத்தது தலைவா என் பணி தூவும் இறைவா மலர் தோட்டத்து வண்ணப் பறவை வந்தது இங்கே பொன்னிழல் பூத்தது தலைவா என் பணி தூவும் இறைவா என்னவன் மன்றத்தில் செந்தாமிழ் கண்கொண்டு வந்தது பொன்வண்டு பாடிக்கொண்டு வந்தது பொன்வண்டு பாடிக்கொண்டு என்னவன் மன்றத்தில் செந்தாமிழ் கண்கொண்டு வந்தது பொன்வண்டு பாடிக்கொண்டு வந்தது பொன்வண்டு பாடிக்கொண்டு பொன்னவன் உள்ளத்தில் சொந்தம் உண்டான் என்று சென்றது பூவண்டு ஆடிக்கொண்டு பொன்னெழில் பூத்தது தலைவாவா என் பணி தூவும் இறைவாவா என்னுடல் என்பது உன்னுடல் என்றது என்னிடம் கோபம் கொள்ளுவதோ என்னிடம் கோபம் கொள்ளுவதோ ஒன்றில் ஒன்றான பின் தன்னை கண்டான பின் உன்னிடம் நான் என்ன சொல்லுவதோ பொன்னெழில் பூத்தது தலைவாவா என் பணி தூவும் இறைவாவா உன்மலர் தோட்டத்து வண்ணப் பறவை வந்தது இங்கே வா
மாசிலா உண்மை காதலே மாறுமோ செல்வம் வந்த போதிலே மாசிலா உண்மை காதலே மாறுமோ செல்வம் வந்த போதிலே
உண்மைதானா உயிரே நீங்கள் போடும் பேசுமா பேசும் வார்த்தை உண்மைதானா பேரை நீங்கள் போடும் பேசுமா
கண்ணிலே மின்னும் காதலே கண்டுமா சந்தேகம் என்ன